So nice to meet you. I know this is your first appearance on the show, so we're thrilled to have you. Tell me a little bit about Stella. She's a hard-charging career woman, isn't she?
That's right. Stockbroker, single mom, sister, best friend. She's fundamentally sound individual.
And we all know she got a groove back, too. We are back with Angela Bassett's very first appearance right here in Studio 1A 27 years ago. And we are so delighted to welcome her back this morning. From playing the queen of rock and roll, Tina Turner, to Queen Ramonda in the hit Black Panther franchise, her career has spanned more than 4 decades of unforgettable performances. And now she is using her platform to raise awareness about an issue that's really close to home, respiratory illness and the power of prevention. Angela, good morning. Welcome back.
Good morning. Thank you, Craig.
We're going to talk about that in just a moment. But we got to talk about the career first, because it really has been quite remarkable. When you look back at that clip from 1998, what do you remember about that time in your life?
Just excited. Just excited, pleased, grateful for the opportunities that were coming my way. Everything was just exciting. You know, when you got that yes and you showed up on that first day and you couldn't sleep that night before, it was just great. And then, you know, coming in, having a chance to sit down in a chair like this across from those faces and personalities and people, news people, journalists that I, you know, long looked at, it was pretty intimidating. No. You know, I think for a lot of folks, myself included, before you got your groove back, I remember Tina Turner, and 1993, if I'm not mistaken, when you played Tina Turner. Did you know then, Angela Bassett, that role would become what it became for you? You know what? A friend asked me that yesterday, and I said, just quickly, no, I did not. But when I think back at the time, I knew it was going to be potentially a very pivotal moment, because up until that point, when I would get a little job here or there on television, I would go to Kinko's and I would write out, you know, watch me on Thursday at 8 on this particular show, and I'd cut it into 4s and I'd mail it to my family and friends. I didn't want them to miss. But I said, well, after this, people are going to be able to put the name with the face. Up until then, they were like, you look a little familiar. I get a little of that still today, but
I don't
much less so. Much less so.
You know, what I found interesting was after, I mean, you were nominated for an Oscar for your portrayal of Tina Turner, and the phone for about 1.5 years, you said that it didn't really ring. During that period of time, that 1.5 years, what were you thinking?
Well, you know, keep yourself busy.
Okay.
There's family, there's friends, there's interests, there's hobbies. There are all these things that make us interesting individuals. You know, don't play so much into the career that you're devastated when the phone doesn't ring. But there's lots of great things that you can do in the meantime to continue to grow. Go to see theater and movies, study, read, you know, travel. Do those things. You
weren't worried during that 1.5 years after?
Never worried.
Okay.
Secure, be secure.
Amen.
And, you know, and what you love, what you're passionate about, what you focused on, and the time will come. You know, especially because historically, you know, growing up, looking at television, I didn't see a lot of people that looked like me. But times were beginning to change. And to see and to be a part of a movie that centered a beautiful, talented, courageous, ferocious Black woman was amazing. So times were changing. And so many people went to see that movie.
Yes.
So, yeah.
And you really changed the way that I think a lot of folks viewed Tina Turner. People looked at Tina Turner through a different lens because of your portrayal. Let's talk about the major reason that you're here today and talk about your new role. You're a paid spokesperson for GSK. Explain the connection. And I love that you're using your platform for good.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I'm often asked, you know, how do you take care of yourself? And, oh, you know, you look so well and you're so vibrant. And that's because I do value health and being proactive about health care. And it can be a lifesaver, you know, for so many of us. And I'm happy and proud to be partnering, as you say, with GSK with this Sideline RSV campaign, which is respiratory syncytial virus, a virus that's very common, very contagious. And for those 50 and over, it could potentially be very serious. And as serious as it is, the the solution can be simple, and that is talk to your doctor about your risk, especially if you're over 75 or you're 50 to 74 with chronic underlying conditions, which, you know, my late mother had, and close family members and loved ones, and those being heart disease, asthma, diabetes 2, COPD, if your loved ones live in a nursing home.
Yes.
And we may have thought, as I did, that RSV affects babies. And that's true, because they're very, very vulnerable. But also we know that older Americans are equally as vulnerable.
Yes.
And each year, 177,000 individuals are hospitalized with severe RSV. That's when it gets, you know, dicey. And of that number, 14,000 resulted in death. So I'm very proud to partner with GSK to try to get which aims to get awareness out.
This is close to your heart. Something else that's close to your heart, Black Panther.
Yeah.
And I know the folks at Marvel. I know they'll come after you.
You know them.
Listen, I know that they threaten to take children if you reveal anything about a script.
Yes, they do.
But we do know that Denzel Washington is going to be a member of the cast. Well, that's been yes, that's true. Yes, that is true. That is true. You know it's true.
I've heard it just like you.
But hypothetically, when that does happen,
but from him,
if he were, when he is in Black Panther 3, would Angela Bassett prefer to see him play a good guy or play a villain? Good Denzel, bad Denzel?
Bad Denzel.
Really?
Yeah.
You like bad Denzel more?
Yeah.
Why?
It's just interesting, complicated, and we've seen him be good so long and so often. He's really good at being bad.
Okay. Before I let you go, I want to ask you really quickly, because for 30 years, you've been married to one of my favorite actors, Courtney B. Vance. And he said something recently about a happy marriage. I wanted to get your take. You clearly heard this. Courtney Vance said, "It's really about when my wife is happy, the land is happy." That's what he said was the secret to his 30-year marriage.
That's true.
What would you say the secret is to a 30-year marriage?
Oh, my gosh. You know, I let him be him, you know, and I accept him, you know, in all his grandeur, all his faults, all his ways.
Yes.
Let him be him, and I appreciate that he does the same for me.
Yes.
You know, go have some experiences, come back, tell me all about it. You know, and let's have a good time. It's really about, like with GSK, a partnership.
A partnership.
You know?
When Black Panther 3, I want you to come back. Okay. When it comes out, I want you to come back and tell us all about working with Denzel as a bad guy.
Am I a bad guy?
I don't know. You tell us.
I have to get him.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
Angela, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, you can catch the Today Show every morning on NBC, or take Today when you're on the go. Just follow the Today podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen.